Thank you very much for your attention.
The Secretary Sports, Government of India, Mr. Aziz Qureshi, Yaqub Qureshi. We have with us Mr. Ramlal Thakur, who is also the Chef de Mission for the Doha Asian Games and is the Minister of Important in Sports and Forest. We have Mr. Janardhan Singh Gelo, Kabaddi is the proper, and Mr. Mattu, he's our Treasurer of the Olympic Committee. Mr. Anil Khanna is President of the Asian Tennis Federation. Mr. Chauhan, student rowing. Sir Mohammad Aslam Khan, Vice President of the Olympic Committee, and Mr. Sridhar, also a colleague from the Olympic Committee. Thank you very much, sir. We'll start with a short film. I was trying to get out of the film. I thought I'd save you the time and not waste time showing another film. I think we've seen enough. But then I think we'll go ahead.
The world's largest democracy, and one of the most stable too. A country home to over 1 billion people.
It's Oca Eb, not us.
India, the world's largest democracy, and one of the most stable too. A country home to over 1 billion people, whose history is perhaps as old as time itself. A country that is today one of the fastest growing economies in the world. India. It is the very nation which gave the world its very first Asian Games way back in 1951. Yes, it was in the capital city of Delhi that the Asian Games movement took off. A sports movement that today encompasses some of the fastest growing countries in the whole world and sees some of the world's best athletes and sporting action ever to be seen. After the inaugural Games in 1951, Delhi again rewrote the record books when it hosted the best ever Asian Games of that time in 1982. Since those successes, the country has not been resting on its achievements of organizing some truly great sports events. The country very recently successfully hosted the first ever Afro-Asian Games in October 2003. These games brought two of the world's greatest continents together on one stage. The games were easily one of the finest ever organized in the region in recent times, with kudos coming in from all quarters. But that's not the end of it, because India will also host the Commonwealth Games in 2010 in Delhi. Yes, the greatest of athletes of the age will all head to Delhi in 2010 to clash, to test their skills and nerves and muscle for the sporting world's greatest honors. The 2010 Commonwealth Games in Delhi will offer the most exciting of competitions every way you look, among individuals and teams, passing batons, chasing records and history, on land, in water and in the air. New stadiums, new infrastructure, new facilities, and a new confidence. New Delhi will boast all of this and so much more. Apart from sports, in the world arena too, India is busy leaving its stamp of growth and development in ample measure for all to see. The country's economy is one of the fastest growing in the whole world and the most stable. And the world's biggest corporations are busy making the country their home. India's IT prowesses and software engineers have been acknowledged to be the best in the world. The 2014 Asian Games will have all of this and so much more going for it. The central...
Thank you very much. Mr. Suresh Karmadi, who is the President of the Olympic Committee and who is leading our bid for the 2014 Games, is also the Chairman of the Commonwealth Games 2010 Organizing Committee. Mr. Suresh Karmadi.
my delegation has come from India. Friends, I bring greetings from the people of India and an invitation to come to India for the 2014 Asian Games. We have successfully launched the first ever Afro-Asian Games a few years back, and we are very proud to host the first ever Commonwealth Games. So there is a lot of excitement in India, and people are looking forward to the Asian Games in 2014. You are aware that we had the last Asian Games in 1982, and by the time it is 2014, it will be a gap of 32 years. And so India, which hosted the first Asian Games in 1951, is eagerly looking forward to Asian Games in 2014. And I'm sure all of you have seen Delhi, and now Delhi is on the fast track. And it's on a fast track because economy is very strong, and also because of the games, a city changes. Because of the 2010 Commonwealth Games and the 2014 Asian Games, which hopefully we get, the government has invested a lot of money, and the Delhi you will see will be one of the best capitals in the world. So we would appeal to all the various countries to do look at the angle. And the planning for the 2000 Games, 10 Games, Commonwealth Games is not in isolation. It is coupled with the 2014 Asian Games as well, if you get it. The planning is being done by the government together. So I think with these opening remarks, I would like to show a short slide presentation to all of you. Well, Delhi's bid, total government support is there. The government of India, led by the Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh and Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, have been monitoring the progress we are making on the 2014 Games. And his letter is shown in our presentation. And he especially sent the Secretary of Sport, Dr. Qureshi, here to be in our midst. The host city contract was signed by the Chief Minister of Delhi, Kushila Dixit, and myself as President of the Olympic Committee. But I'd like to say that the final host city contract which will be signed, we shall honor every word and letter which we will sign. The highlights of our bid has been free boarding and lodging for all athletes and officials of the NOCs. Free air travel to all accredited athletes and officials in consultation with the OCA. You are aware that we have provided the same facilities for the first ever Afro-Asian Games, as well as for the Commonwealth Games. We have given this facility of tickets to all the athletes, free air travel, and also India has always honored all its commitments. And Mr. President, you are aware that we are always, when we sit here, we always want other countries also to honor their commitment at various times. So India will not be behind in this. Whatever we commit, it shall be implemented in letter and spirit. We are the world's largest and the most stable democracy. We are one of the fastest growing economies in the world. We are home to 1 billion people. Delhi's bid will also gain from India's leadership position in IT and communications. I assure you that the games will be a very high-tech games. Indian hospitality is well known, and most of you are aware, and all those who came to the Afro-Asian Games are very aware how we looked after them, and we have been good at that. You also had a glimpse of it during the 1982 Games. Well, the sports program, the dates are 4th to 19th of October 2014, which shall be finalized in consultation with the OCA, and we have suggested 38 sports for the 2014 Asian Games, which will be finalized in consultation with the OCA and the International Federation. Well, the 38 disciplines I shall not go into, they're there, and realizing the importance of the Asian Games, the IOA has proposed to host the 2014 Games in India's capital city, that is Delhi. And Delhi has had a very successful track record of holding innumerable international and world-class sports events. And we have world-class infrastructure for technology, transportation, sports, health and accommodation, which is being further upgraded for the 2010 Games. Major urban arterial routes, expressways, flyovers, metro rail systems, and even dedicated underground roads from, say, the village to the main ceremony of the opening and closing of the athletic stadium, Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. I mean, besides the metro coming to every stadium, we are also having a metro from the village, a road, not only a metro but a road. So all cars can go directly to the stadium area. So this is a new concept which is already being worked out. All the facilities are being upgraded for the 2010 Games, and Delhi would be one of the greenest cities probably you have been to. And the Delhi government has just given an outlay of about 500 million for all these additional roads and flyovers and underground transportation, air-conditioned buses and power distribution network. We also, to complement the metro rail which is already existing and is expanding, we are also having the sky train system which is being implemented. All this will be available for the 2014 Games. The sky train might not be there for 2010, but we are planning it. It will start by now, but it will be over before 2014. The city's infrastructure further getting up. We are having international airports and domestic airports being done up. It's just the contract has been awarded. It shall be ready. Excuse me, sir. Sir, could I ask? The airport will be ready by 2009, and already this year alone we have placed an order for 100 aircrafts, Airbus and Boeing. That's the pace India is going. Well, the Delhi Metro is being extended to cover all areas, and the property prices, the real estate prices are really moving up because of the gains of 2010 and maybe 2014. So I think it's a right time to invest in property if anybody is interested around Delhi. The hospitality sector, we were going to add about 15,000 hotel rooms. As a matter of fact, yesterday, the first 7 hotels, the plots were sold for about 250 million So a lot of activity and hotels are going to come up for the 2010 games, and there's a dramatic change in the face of Delhi. The brand new athletic village has been created for the 2010 Commonwealth Games, and additional land next to the village has been kept reserved for the 2014 Games as well. So that sort of planning is already going on, and so nearly 60-70% infrastructure would be ready during 2010. So this is sort of planning which we are doing in Delhi. Now for the Commonwealth Games, we are doing 8 new stadiums, and 7 of the existing ones are being upgraded at a cost of about $670 million. Security also is it's being done sorted out in an excellent manner, and it stood the test when President Bush went to Delhi yesterday and day first today. The security, all the systems were checked out, and it's go. So Delhi will be one of the most secure places, and a lot of steps are being taken by the Delhi police, etc., for the 2010 games as well as 2014, if I'm not wrong. By way of legacy of the Asian Games, in 2014, India will have a population of 1.2 billion, that is nearly about 1,200 million, out of which about 800 million, nearly 2/3, will be below the age of 25. And so the future generation of sports lovers will carry forward the spirit of the Asian Games across the world. And so, I'd just like to say that it's been a long time since I had the Asian Games, and the system should be a bit by rotation. Just last time, the Asian Games was in Busan, and we have not held it for many years. And for Busan, it will be going to Doha, and then it's going to China. So I think it should be a bit by principal rotation, and definitely that the turn of India is definitely there, and we'd like that to be considered as well. Before I end, I'd like to invite you all to Melbourne, where we are having the Commonwealth Games next month. And the last 15 minutes of the closing ceremony of the Commonwealth Games in Melbourne, India has been given a chance because we are the next host. And so we are taking about 1,000 artists, and we are having a real great show there. And that's the time India will receive the Commonwealth Games flag. Thank you very much, and see you in India in 2014. Thank you.
We have the Secretary of Sports who's here from the Government of India, who's been specially, as the President mentioned, being sent here so that he could convey to you. And as has been mentioned, we will abide by the host city contract that has been presented by the Olympic Council of Asia if allotted the games to the last one. Any questions, sir?
Thank you very much, Surandir. Thank you, Mr. Salmani, for the presentation. The floor is open if there's any question of colleagues. Thank you very much. I think there is no question. Just only some point I have to mention, Mr. President. First, as you know, usually in our institution, the year when we will have the game, there is no election. This is the Article 2, page 20 in our institution. But until now, it looks like it's an acceptable idea from your side, and also it's an acceptable idea from Pension. For that, we will discuss it as a member, and maybe we will decide. But through our institution to see exactly how we can have these procedures. Second point, that there is the hosting contract, as I mentioned with you today, and we will show that all the hosting contract and acceptable by the organizing committee and implementing city. Of course, if we decide, and this is what we'll discuss it, if we decide about the election in 2007 and 2006 next year, or at the end of this year with the Doha game, that means the evaluation committee will visit Delhi as soon as possible, just to pull out all the units. Only those who not for the delegate of Delhi.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. That's very kind of you. We look forward to the evaluation committee coming to us. And again, all of us are here. We will definitely abide by the host city contract and by any instruction from the Olympic Council of Asia or any requirement from the national committees.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, we would like to welcome the delegate of Mission Korea, our wedding city for 2040. Welcome His Excellency, the Mayor, and first of all, delegate. You have the floor, my friend.
Thank you, Chairman. Before we start our presentation, I would like to let you know that since change of time, many of our delegation has opportunity to stay in this nice country one more day, because we thought we finished our presentation this morning. So I thank you for accepting for the meeting, that many of our delegation have opportunity to stay one more day in Kuwait. Thank you. Before I start presentation, I would like to introduce some of our delegation. First, Mr. Kim Sang-woo, Secretary General of Korean Olympic Committee, and Mr. An Sang-soo is a mayor of City of Incheon, and I'm sure that you are familiar with him. Since last September in your General Assembly in Gwangju, Mayor An attended 7 regional games and meetings. So he attended average 1 month for OCA activities since then. So for that sense, would you please give big hand for Mayor An, please? Then I would like to introduce Dr. Leon Tae. As you know, most of the members, he is the former president of Korean Olympic Committee, and he is now joined our committee as senior advisor. Thank you. Then I would like to introduce Ambassador Park Sang-gi. Ambassador Park was specially assigned to the city of Incheon by Korean central government to assist our bidding effort. Thank you. Then lastly, I would like to introduce our bidding committee Secretary General, Park Nam-gyu. Then obviously we have all supporting staff for our bidding committee, City of Incheon, some media people. So please, introduce me. So before I start our presentation, I'd like to report some changes since OCA General Assembly in Gwangju. First, our Incheon Bidding Committee has been expanded to almost 50 full-time staff, and Korean sport leaders such as Mr. Kim Moon-young, former IOC member, and Mr. Leon Tae, former KOC president, and Mr. Jung Mong-jun, vice president of FIFA, have been joined to support our committee as senior advisor. Also, our bidding committee office moved to landmark building right in the center of the Incheon University. Secondly, the bidding committee also confirmed very strong central government full support, both financially and both administratively. Third, we also met most Asian NOCs who gave us very precious suggestions and advice to prepare the perfect game. And lastly, I don't think to mention this point before the executive board meeting, but our Indian friend pointed out that 2002 Busan and 2014 to Incheon is very close and too much for Korea. For certain sense, I agree with my Indian friend point. But personally, I believe that if our Indian friend wish to organize Asian Games again, I think India is a very, very big country, more than 50 times the population. And you have many, many big cities besides New Delhi. But New Delhi. I think it should not speak of Asian Games. With Korea, 86 Seoul, 2002 Busan, 2014 in Incheon, different cities. So if our friend of India consider another city besides New Delhi, maybe with cross consultation with my mayor and the KOC and the central government, we may consider our candidacy for 2014. And second point, our Indian friend also mentioned about free ticket, free accommodation for the NOC officials, athletes, for the games. But as you may believe, we Incheon and Korea, we have all kind of resources and means. But that kind of resources and means should be used properly, not just free giveaway. So with very close consultation with OCA, to respect the OCA constitution, and to preserve the good value of Asian Games, we are ready to offer all the conditions our Indian friend already submitted. I'm sorry to mention about these 2 points, but before we start the presentation, I consider it proper to mention about that. Then I invite Dr. Kim Sang-woo, Secretary General of KOC, to short remark. Thank you.
Your Royal Highness, honorable members of the OCA Executive Committee, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I am here today representing the Korean Olympic Committee to impress upon you why we believe Incheon should host the 2014 Asian Games. The world today is changing in a fundamental way unimaginable even a few years ago. With the convergence of new technologies, individuals and developing countries are being empowered in a way that can only be deemed as revolutionary. And as a result, this is creating a flat world where the playing fields are becoming level. The profound impact this will have on humanity as a whole is yet to be determined. Nevertheless, I believe, like in other areas, sports must contribute in making these changes beneficial to the world. Sports is a positive influence to human activity and has always made significant contribution towards improving the standard of mankind by promoting friendship, fair play, and to strive for excellence. Through sports, the Olympic movement has nurtured peace, bridging gaps between countries, religions, ideology, race, language, and culture. It is my view that Asia, the fastest developing region, would be best suited to meet the challenges that the rapid changes are bringing about. And in this light, the experiment taking place in Incheon can provide a precedent to be used as a benchmark for the future. Incheon is creating something significant from nothing. It has filled the ocean in an area 3 times the size of Manhattan to build a new city. Using the most advanced technologies, the city will be ubiquitous, centered around the Incheon International Airport. In an effort to establish a regional hub, the Korean government had decided that this new ubiquitous city would be completely open to the world at large, but in particular to the region, and designated as a free economic special zone. The emphasis would be on the economy, education, technology, and medicine. However, in order to upgrade the quality of life for the people, Incheon, by hosting the 2014 Asian Games, hopes to create a new concept that harmonizes sport with other human activities that could also, in turn, further advance the Olympic movement to lead a movement to a level befitting this new era. Incheon, if given the opportunity, wishes to make the 2014 Asian Games at the least at an equal level to the Olympic Games in every aspect. I hope that this wish will come true. And as you say, inshallah. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Now I invite Mayor An to share remarks.
Your Excellency Sheikh Ahmad Al-Fahd Al-Sabah and the distinguished members of the OCA Executive Board. At the 21st OCA General Assembly last September in Gwangju, I presented you with Incheon's vision for the 2014 Asian Games. Since then, the Incheon city government has been doing everything it can to develop its bid. This is our top priority for 2006, and we are now committing all of our administrative resources to this goal. Likewise, the central government is providing full support to the city, both administratively and financially. I am happy to report that we are here with the enthusiastic backing of Incheon citizens. The OCA evaluation team will witness this keen interest and support when it comes to Incheon to assess our suitability and readiness. I can assure you that Incheon will pursue an environment-friendly green Asian Game and put on a festival where all participants may enjoy the benefits of cutting-edge technology and the fun of diverse cultural events. With the central government's financial support and sophisticated sports marketing at its disposal, Incheon will ensure that the 2014 Asian Games become the most profitable Asian Game in history. We will also closely work with OCA to ensure that a meaningful portion of revenues generated from the Games go to support OCA programs to foster sports in Asia. The 2.2 million people citizens of Incheon keenly await the decision in December. I can promise you that if you choose Incheon, we will exceed your expectations. Thank you.
Okay, then we have a very short video and project presentation.
The tears of joy makes us tremble with excitement and joy. Asia is Asia. Asia is one. Leaping over all obstacles, Asia is moving ever onward. Heaven, earth, wind and water tantalize the five senses. It's a beautiful world out there. On that beautiful earth stands the Republic of Korea, a country that triumphed over adversity and ready for greater change and challenges. But for all the glories of the past decades, it is time to put it aside and stride towards the opening of a new era in 2014. The future is now at this world-class city. Incheon will reach for the skies with all of Asia in 2014.
아시아에 살고 있는 40억 인구가 대한민국의 인천에서 모여서 큰 축제의 한마당이 이루어지기를 진심으로 기대합니다. 2014년 인천 아시안 게임이 이루어진다면 대한민국 정부는 아시아인들이 모여서 큰 한마당을 벌릴 수 있도록 최대한 지원할 것을 약속하겠습니다.
Incheon is changing to make Asia's dream come true in 2014. And now we make a wish for all our hearts to bring all of Asia together. Incheon we promise, hopes and joys, with Asia we share.
Now we have a short PowerPoint projection.
Your Excellency, OCA Executive Board members, Incheon, as you know, is one of Korea's largest cities. It has been described as the winged city. In introducing the city and its strengths, I would like to describe the development plan that forms the backdrop to our bid, and state clearly for your consideration the type of Asian Games we believe we can deliver. First, let me introduce our beautiful city of Incheon. Our brand, the Winged City, is quite appropriate, as the vast majority of people flying into and out of Korea do so through Incheon International Airport. As Korea's largest West Coast port, we are a regional logistics center. We have great facilities. In fact, many venues to be used for the Asian Games are already in place. We are very conveniently located less than 1 hour from the center of the capital city. Another great advantage is our temperate climate. We have 4 distinctive seasons. During the proposed Games period, the average temperature will be 20 degrees Celsius, which would be perfect for our athletes and visitors. We have taken great pains over the years to protect and nourish the environment. Now, by law, 40% of Incheon is green. Greater Incheon is part of an archipelago of over 150 islands. The sea is clean and a wetlands preservation program is in place to preserve the natural ecosystems in the area. We propose Incheon's Munhak Sports Complex as the main stadium. We can guarantee that all venues and practice facilities will be conveniently located and equipped with state-of-the-art equipment. Incheon already has 14 general hospitals and over 2,000 clinics. Our transportation system is rationally laid out for maximum convenience as well. Korea has great experience of the type of cooperation required between central and city governments for hosting large sports events. Incheon's confidence comes from our own experience. Last year, we staged Asian Athletics Championships, and this year, we are preparing for the World Junior Badminton Championships. Korea has one of the lowest crime rates among OECD countries. Our country is safe. Our city is safe, and our citizens are well known for their hospitality to visitors. All the large-scale international events have all been undertaken without any incident. Our central government has fully supported our bid, and our citizens are near unanimous in support. The reason for the overwhelming support is that Incheon citizens believe that the Asian Games will be economically beneficial due to the synergy effect with the city's development plans. As our brand suggests, Incheon is taking off. Let me explain how. Since the OCA assembly in Gwangju last time, Incheon has expanded the bid committee, and as indication of the enthusiasm behind us, the city designated the year 2000 as the Asian Games bid year. New sports facilities have moved to the planning stage, and the Incheon New City project is being accelerated. It forms the development context to our bid, so let me address it in more detail. Our New City project is the world's largest private real estate development. It is greatly upgrading Incheon with new buildings, bridges, and 2 additional subway lines. The new city is designed to be a futuristic hub city for the Northeast Asia and will be completed by 2012, only 2 years before the Asian Games. The Athletes Village will be designed and built according to principles of environmentalism, privacy for athletes, respect for their needs and preferences, safety, and efficiency. The village will be a mix of high and low buildings. For officials and visitors, we will be doubling the number of hotel rooms in Incheon. Medical facilities in Incheon are already world top class. We will build on this strong foundation. In this athletes village, clinics will offer world-class service. Facility planning and staff training will take cultural considerations into account as well. Convention Center in the new city will serve as the OCA headquarters for general assemblies and executive meetings. It will also house the main media center. Planning for the 35,000 square meter main media center will ensure that TV and print journalists are provided with the best technological support. If you arrive by plane in daylight, you will see that numerous beautiful islands dotting the coast of Incheon. In the other direction lies Seoul. During the games, we will provide free tours to nearby sites, to Incheon and to Seoul. Korea's culture is a mixture of traditional and the young and the passionate. This dynamism manifests in the nightlife, in the love of e-games, and in the passion for sports. The host of the Asian Games bears a great responsibility. Here's our vision. Our objective is simple. We want to be a model host. We will demonstrate the synergy between regional development plans and hosting the games. We will be the model of high-tech games. We will deliver a green games. We will share the joy and benefits. Let me explain these points. As you know, Korea is the world technology leader. Incheon is developing into a ubiquitous city. In other words, wireless communication available anytime, anywhere. We pledge state-of-the-art technology in all games-related facilities. Given the speed of development in this field, this may even include technology that you and I have never heard of yet. We offer you a green games, planned and operated according to the highest standards of environmental, social, and financial sustainability. Incheon is a green city by the sea. City programs include the construction of a sports complex on a restored landfill. To ensure the memory of the games lives on, a district of the new city will be an Asian village, with its streets named after Asian capital cities. In terms of sharing the benefits of the games, we are looking at how to best contribute to the OCA's Olympasia program. In addition, the city will develop a dream program to help youngsters throughout Asia achieve their highest sporting goals. This is our promise to you. We will, with the best levels of cooperation, with the best technology, the best financing and best planning, deliver for you the greatest Asian Games ever. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I regret that our presentation over about 5 minutes, so I apologize for this overtime. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Please, colleagues, if you have any questions or comments. Good. I think there is no comment or question. Just I have to repeat what I have been saying to the delegate of Delhi. And most the cities accept the idea of having the election in 2006. And usually we don't have the tradition to have the election during the whole game. But we will try to see the procedures with my colleague. It will be 2006 or 2007. This is what will be decided by the executive board, and then we will make the procedures for this resolution. Secondly, we will start to appoint our evaluation committee, and they will be sent to your city very soon to follow up with you for the hosting contract and the preparation of the 2014 Asian Games. I hope good luck for you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the presentation. And this is show how much activity Asia has in sport.